Who wants to be a drag queen when they grow up? I'm a girl. I'm a girl. Hips on the drag queen go swish, 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 swish.
Drag Queen Story Hour is fantastic because it addresses all of these issues of gender fluidity and self-acceptance.
It's great. So much energy. Did you like it? Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm looking for in all of our outings, is to present different ways of being in the world and make that fun and available to my kids.
Worn out places, worn out
Anyone
faces,
can do what they want in life.
bright and
It doesn't
early
matter what
for the
anyone else
daily
thinks. If you
races.
want to be a drag queen and your parents don't let you, you need new parents. If you want to be a drag queen and your friends don't let you need new friends.
Between stuff what you're doing, because tonight we're with the fabulous Lakeisha. How are you?
Super pumped. I'm gonna walk the runway and I'm gonna vote.
I wanna drown my sorrow. No tune.
I mean, what do parents need to tell their children now, especially in cases like this?
Absolutely, Don. You know, from the littlest ages, we should be talking to our kids about inappropriate behavior.
Grooming is the process by which a child molester gains control of the child for purposes of molesting him, and oftentimes part of that process is also grooming the family. Grooming is a non-violent process. It doesn't involve the child molester hitting the kid. It typically doesn't involve the child molester threatening the child. It doesn't involve the child molester stalking the child, making the child fearful. No. What grooming involves is making the child feel comfortable.
The three most destructive words that every man receives when he's a boy is when he's told to be a man.
Something there to balance on top. I like these lashes personally because it has like a feathery effect rather than just having a black. You just want to chop off around a third or a quarter. I use the dual glue eyelash adhesive. Get it up.
Oh my God.
One never knows when the homosexual is about. Let's take the case of Jimmy Barnes. Jimmy played baseball all afternoon and he didn't feel like walking home, so he decided to thumb a ride. He'd done it 100 times before, and he didn't think anything was unusual when the driver struck up a friendly conversation. In fact, he seemed like a real nice guy. What Jimmy didn't know was that Ralph was sick, a sickness that was not visible like smallpox, but no less dangerous and contagious, a sickness of the mind.
I'm going to be me, and I'm going to show other people that it's okay to be feminine for a guy. And so by coming completely out of the closet, it just liberated me to the point where, let's do this. I was a trans parent for 23 years. It floored me, it scared me, because I didn't know how to not be trans.
Stephanie Walsh, welcome to Daily Extra. You are one of the people profiled in the Transgender Project web series, and as well the TV show Am I a Boy or Girl?
Right, let me show you, baby. That ain't no woman. It's a man.
Things in your life now?
Well, I have a mommy and daddy, adopted mommy and daddy, who are totally comfortable with me being a little girl. And
what the hell are you?
When I was 8, a year ago I was 8, and she was 7, and she said to me, I want you to be the little sister, so I'll be 9. I said, well, I don't mind going to 6, so I've been 6 ever since. But we have a great time, and we color, we do kid stuff. It's called play therapy. No medication, no suicide thoughts, and I just get to play.
Probably not. Is she brave? Of
course she's brave. All those years invested as this sports legend. To come out transgender is horribly difficult. It is the most difficult thing you can do. I've been overseas. I've flown helicopter missions, surveillance missions. I've been shot, stabbed. Being brave is being yourself. And being transgender is about the bravest thing you can do. To come out transgender is horribly difficult. It is the most difficult thing you can do. Being brave is being yourself, and being transgender is about the bravest thing you can do.
Mainstreaming delusion.
It's not delusion.
Why would you call it delusion?
Because Caitlyn Jenner, I'll call him Caitlyn Jenner.
No,
because
it's
that's
her. You're not being polite to the pronouns.
Because
disrespectful.
Okay, forget about the disrespect. Facts don't care about your feelings. It turns out that every chromosome, every cell in Caitlyn Jenner's body is male with the exception of some of his sperm cells. It turns out that his brain structure is male. It turns out that he still has all of his male appendages. How he feels on the inside is irrelevant to the question of his biological sex.
I don't agree with that. I'm not on that train. I'm not on that train.
That was a guy dressed up like a Sheila. Look at that. There you are, you.
So you don't know what you're talking about. You're not educated on genetics.
Would you like to discuss the genetics? Or
Well, no,
what
no.
are your genetics?
So I'd stay away from the genetics and back to the brain scans.
You cut that out now, or you'll go home in an ambulance.
Male nor female, right?
That's true. I identify as non-binary, which means that I'm neither male nor female, and correspondent to that, I use the they, them pronoun.
You refuse to refer to this woman here, who's clearly a woman, as a they, because for me, that would be imposing an ideological, political system. Because she is. If everybody watching this program can see that she is a woman. And
Transgender people have a gender identity that differs from the one they were assigned at birth. And that gender identity is not the same as sexual orientation. Gender identity is who you are. Sexual orientation is who you love.
I want you to be the little sister, so I'll be 9. I said, well, I don't mind going to 6, so I've been 6 ever since.
Transgender people don't just want to be tolerated, they want to be celebrated.
So, Ontario, Canada just passed a bill that allows its government to take children away from their parents if the parents don't accept their child's gender identity. Did you hear that? If your child struggles with his gender identity and you want him to accept his biological sex, that is now grounds for the government to legally yank your kids out of your home. Furthermore, the bill has deleted the part that previously allowed the religious faith of the parents to be considered. Christians, it doesn't matter what you believe is right about your child's gender. The government will classify you as a child abuser if you don't agree with the radical LGBT agenda, and you will effectively lose your children.
I'm proud to announce that tomorrow, on the International Day Against Homophobia and Transphobia, we will be tabling a bill in the House of Commons to ensure the full protection of transgender people. And I am proud to also announce that I will attend Montreal Pride this summer, which is just a regular part of my summer schedule, but a very first for a Prime Minister. Because we must continue to demand true equality. We must carry on the legacy of those who fought for justice by being bold and ambitious in our actions, and we must work diligently to close the gap between our principles and our reality.
Well, my goodness gracious, let me tell you the news. My head's been wet with the midnight dew. I've been down on bended knee, talking to
those whom the gods wish to destroy, they first make mad.